Thank you for turning up, Jeffrey.
You're welcome.
Right, first photo. I thought that was a good one. Obviously, I've borrowed this one as well. It's just two flowers in the shadow, but it's good, eh? I like that one. And also nicked this one. This was from a postman. He left it at somebody's house. Please trim your bush so I can better service your box. It's a bit gardening related, so I thought I'd put that on. Obviously, you can't get at the letterbox, but a good one. Right, summer house from, as you can see here, Turn It Tropical. Another canner. I'm running out of room. Right, this little chap come because I'm sourcing places in the UK, or finding them out slowly, who do their own canners. Not important in this place, supposed to do their own, but when I got this, we get a close-up. UK plant passport. It tells me I've had them in, so they'll be coming in from Holland. So I've got to keep an eye on him, and what I'm doing every week is sending a photo to my mate Sylvain in Canada, and he's just going to look at the leaves to see if there's any sign of a virus. If there is, he'll get kicked out, and then I'll get in touch with him. I say everything's going loop this weather, but it's gonna. But just keep on top of the watering, pinching out or whatever. But just going back to the tunnel there, this is why my door's wide open. I've got netting all the way around the bottom to get air circulation. I've got a fan on right at the back here, but of course it is, and that's quite a powerful one when the sun is out, which it is out most of the time. So I've got good, decent circulation in there, more so than what I've got in the greenhouse, with the door and the 3 automatic vents open in there. Right, nice sunny day, windless, and all the houseplants come out. And you can see I've got my banana feed there, potassium. Even him. In fact, since I put him out, I've left him out. Now we've got the good weather. If we get a frost now, I'm not packing up, but I shall, of course, you shouldn't get none in the road. So everything comes out and gets weighted. This little chap I'm going to trim, i.e. where he's been burnt on the end of the leaves. I'll just cut them off with scissors, make it a bit better. And also wipe down with a wet sponge or a wet tissue. I've just done him, and then basically it gets all the dust off and brings that little bit of shine back again. And that's with banana juice as well. Happy Firework, one of my canners. In fact, all these now have started throwing 2 more shoots. You can see them there. So pleased about that. Right, this is looking, obviously, end of my greenhouse, looking through next door, Hartley's greenhouse, garden. He's a good veg man. He's got fruit as well, loads of fruit. But he went in hospital last week with his ticker. He collapsed, and he's panicking about his produce. So I'm looking after his garden for him as well. Right, Gladys, that was my first bed of Gladys. Them lot have come through now. Still no canes on. As soon as I got a flower, know where which side the flower is going to be, then I put the cane on the other side, obviously. Right, another wine. This was carrot whiskey. I'd done this for a while. So I just brought him down, looks nice and clear. So I let him settle for an hour or so. That's looking at the top of my garden in between 2 raised beds, looking at Hartley's. I've just come back from weeding his parsnips, because Brenda had come back from visiting, and Hartley was panicking. Panicking basically. Couldn't think of anybody to weed his parsnips. Brenda says, well, Mick will do it. I says, don't get asking me, he's got enough to do it, you know. I was only mentioning it, so I've done his parsnips for him. Good lad. Right, leaf mould. Still love it. Still collect it now. First time I've collected it this time of year. But it's good in the sense, well, it's even better because it's broken down to smaller pieces yourself. So when I collect it like that, I just rub it out with 2 hands. It goes even smaller. And this is Summer Rowley's brew. What's in here? This is biochar. A bit of his muck. And topsoil I always put in because of the bacteria and fungi you got in that. Any lumps out, take them out. That'll have a good mix up, then a good soaking. Beautiful stuff. Bung it in the bag, couple of holes in the bottom. Squash all the air out. This is exactly the same I used to do leaf mould with strong bin liners, but obviously it used to be loads of the stuff. Leaf mould, bung it at the side, at the back of the shed, where everything else is. Now have a look at that. So we'll have a look at that in 2 months. There's also one I'm trialling after a month, but we'll come on to that one in a bit. That's using the super soil. Right, I'm going to put 3 of my canners outside. I've been in touch with another bloke again. He's from the UK. He put a bit on one of the canner groups, and he left his canners outside last year. So I messaged him, said, did you get away with it? He says, yeah. I says, what did you use as a mulch once you chopped them? What did you cover them with? And have they got a protection, i.e. fence or wall or something like that? And he had to come back to me in that. So we've got 3 going out. Spade and same size pot. And the first one is going there. There weren't much in there. So I've got all the crap out, which is in the bowl there. It's now the same level as this one. So I need a good brew. Compost bin, obviously. Scrape away the top 2 inches and get my gump out. Look at that, beautiful. Now I want the worms left in this lot, we're just going straight outside. So I've gone 1 inch deeper with the pot. Got to take this lot. Also, he's going to get a pinch of mycorrhizal fungi because he's in his permanent position. That'll help him out as well. This is me mixture of different brews. So there's Spentops, worm casts, topsoil. I've made a bit of clover compost in there, and that's just to give it an extra boost around the bottom of the pot. And the soil which I took all the lumps out, which I'm doing there, and the soil that's left back. So that's the crap I got out. Good, Bennett. And that's decent stuff. So that is going back in there. Sit nice and level. Take my pot out. So that's what's going to look after him when he gets in there. Up in the chap. Got a bit of paper on the bottom. You gotta remember I start off everything, all my canners, with a bit of hamster muck on the bottom. So I've lifted that bit of paper just to help the roots out. Put him in, he's nice and level, then firm around the outside here. Keep him upright. Give him a good soaking. One down. Same side of the border, right hand side of the garden. I'm now going right to the bottom. So the top one we just put right at the top here. And there's one right on the corner here. This is where I used to have my dahlia. But I don't do very well with dahlias. Scott sent me 2 last year, but we lost them. So this tube will come out, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. And that's where he is going, this one. They do grow big in the sense spread wise, but being right up the corner, and he's got a bit of extra room, so pull these 2 out here. So exactly the same again, hole out, and a good brew going under his Harris, plus a bit of mycorrhizal fungi. So I've lifted him, so I've got my level I want. Exactly the same again, soil I've got out. Any crap I put in there, just put the soil again back in there, around there. You help it out by taking all the rubbish out. So there's my mould again. Up in this chap. Thick white roots. Perfect. Once he gets established, he'll go loopy. Nice and upright, level. So I pull all that crap out. I got nothing to interfere with it. You can see this is sun comes up here, ends up over here. So this is probably about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon now. So it will get sun on the afternoon, also on the morning, in between the 2 hours is when the sun crosses. So he's in a better, well, a good sunny position. A good watering for this chap. And all these wood chip which I've been collecting, taking the hound for a walk. That lot has gone round him in the tub of it. That's watering the top one I put in as well. And the 3 I'm pulling out have all been grown from seed, which I'm chuffed about. That's just a photo at the top. Now this little chap here, first I had this off Keith a while back. I must have upset him because he ain't been on for a few months. But it's been a good evergreen. Well, I thought it was evergreen, i.e. leaf wise, nice shiny green leaf. For the first time ever, me and Mrs. noticed this afternoon, it's flowered. I can get it on next week's Zoom. Enjoy trying it. So my soil, any soil I get up, this is the spare, obviously, I'm looking after that. So that soil there was mixed with some hamster muck, bit of clover. That's give me a good brew for me next whatever I'm potting up. Grapevines, still watering them well, same as everything else, and feeding. Don't forget you've got to feed as well. Anything that's in bloom, well, you've got to feed it anyway to give it strength. And also now on a night when the sun goes off them, I've started spraying against aphids. There's loads of the little chaps about. And one thing we mentioned last week, I still ain't seen a ladybird yet. Well, our ladybirds are red. That is, I don't know whether it's still too early. We must have seen by now. There's nothing about. There's only ants that are nicking the aphids and cherries.
Loads here.
Is that?
Yeah.
You've got all ours then?
Yeah, but just no bees, no butterflies. So.
Oh, we got loads of bees. In fact, not many butterflies either. Now you mentioned that. Oh. Alstroemeria doing well. Well, everything is. It's me nicking the wood when I take rooshin. Well, we've only had one night of storms. I mentioned this to Jeffrey before we started up. And this is not storm, but well, I suppose it was. Thunder and lightning, but it was proper thunder and lightning. Proper loud. I mean, for Rosie to crap herself even more than when I craps herself. And it's the loudest I've ever heard. This is how it was right overhead. And taking rooshin for a walk next morning. There's about 8 trees with branches off. Good, well, not that strong branches, because they was all bloody down. There was quite a few down. Some more up there, 4 trees up there. But that's all I'm after. Leaf mould. Busted. Right, Artley's next door. Obviously I've got to look after his toms as well. I've got cucumbers up there, up the end. So I'm pinching them out, watering. He's got 2 windows that open. I've got no vents on, so I'll just wedge them open with and powder tubs, and I wet the floor before I'll come back home, cool it down a bit. Australia, love them, and you don't like these. Very intrusive. In fact, I've tied these up this afternoon. We've had a drop of rain during the night, and the weight of the rain obviously takes them all in. And the delphiniums, spats them and all. But love the flowers, and they'll keep you until the first frost. Another reason why I like them. You just keep dead-headed, same as any flower. It'll carry on. Peas are going loop. I've reached the top of my netting there. This is what we persuade a few to come this side on the blackberry netting. Fruit trees are doing well. Top of the garden, white roof wall at the back. That's to repel the heat and the light back onto the trees. Looking after them. The only thing about this heat, especially somewhat in a tub, you've got to keep on top of the watering, because canners love water and feed. If I weren't here to water them, then they'd be put in the shade, not straight in sunlight, but canners love sunlight. Right, my wine's settled, so I'm going to try 5 bottles and see if I can get 5 out of the wine anyway for 8 sediment. But the corks have got to be in water for a couple of hours. So I'll fill a cup full of water, then put that on top of that, and that submerges all the corks. Like that. And I start getting all my stuff ready. So I move them onto the end of the table. Got my bottles already, then have been sterilised, nice and clean, ready to go in. Right, there's my tube. I've got to keep him away from the sediment on the bottom because I'm exhibiting most of these wines. Well, just lately people are drinking it. Don't matter, I've got enough. So I want it as clear as I can get it. So we start off, look, I've got a little tap on the end of the tube. Going away nicely. Just managed to get 5 out, nice and clear, with about half a glass left over. A taster. I do taste it just as I'm taking it out to fill the first bottle. If it does taste crap, then it goes straight in down the sink. But it did taste good, so I ain't been lost. And quite a nice one actually. So I put a style by it. Labels: red, medium, canned whiskey. It's red or white for the classes of wine. Plus dry, sweet and medium. These would be a medium. Hung them in the garage with the rest on them. It's a blueberry. Then 2 goose gobs, red and green, and the blackberries. Goose gobs are doing well. I know them early for the show, but I could still utilise them and use them for the show in that sense. Also make some gooseberry jam, so I can still enter them, but not as a fruit, but as a jam. I noticed these about 5 days ago, yumping all the leaves. I've been using soapy water, very liquid, like I used to use up Caslon, but that ain't working. You've got to do it daily to get the eggs and everything else. So I've bit the bullet and got onto a proper insecticide. Don't want to, but got no choice. Devastating everything. And the first canner just about to throw a flower. This was my Tropicana Austin leaf, beautiful plant. Still cover over the colours on him. Get the sun behind them, and it shows you the colours. That's why I like the derby. Right, that at the back. Now that's clear. Go back on that one. With these, I'm still deadheading. I've just took them off. And they will still keep growing, as long as you wear through and whatever. These things that have come through, first time I've ever flowered. I nearly got them up 2 years ago, which I didn't. Still don't know what they're. Right, for Cosmere, I've got a bit of a gap there. There's only a poppy there going to come up. So I'm going to put him there. This is one of the new Cosmers I sent away for. So, a bit of hamster milk under the Irish, a bit of fungi telling me he wants to go out. Same level. Packing bright and good watering. These two are going out. There's Aquilegia. So I've got nothing down this end. They ain't going to get in the way of him, so they're going around this corner. So 2 holes again, exactly the same underneath. Give him a bit of a boost. Good thing about going back on that one, Aquilegia. He's a Boston flower on him, the size of him. Because he's taller than him, from over here you still see straight through it and see him. These, that thing, they don't block anything off if they're in front. So I like about them and all. Right, exhibition peas, I'm doing these for the show. I'm entering carrots and peas, hopefully. 3 sowings of peas, I think it's 6-day weekly sowings. So this is the first sowing. Only need 3, so I'm going to plant 6. Multi-purpose compost 3-inch pot, all 3.5 inches, other rounders, don't matter. Starting them off indoors, meaning from outdoors. If there's morrison out, which there are, we've got a wilderness next door, we've got a chance of them nicking the bloody paints. So good watering. More gladies going out. Look at the gap here. Go back on that one. I've got 3 rows in there. These were 9 inches between the back row, that row, that row, that row. And then I hadn't got 9 inches for another row, but I thought if I would put trims here, I could get away with it because they're not so tall on either. So that's what I'm doing. So trowel, take all my filling out, then top it on the bottom. I've got 1/2 inch of sand. Put my comb on until I've planted the lot. Got to the end. There's a first lot of saw that off. Sand, fill him up. Give him a good watering. Lady Helen. A bit late in showing these. I bothered. Off Singlet Beauty. They were going out as well. So this was 14 to the 6th. 2 pots, bit of paper on the bottom. Then a very good sound. Right, these are largest, the corners. I'm just squeezing them slightly because the skin cracks and opens. That'll help out germination. So I've spaced them out a bit. And the smaller ones I'll just spread as best I can. Give them good soaking, cover them up with a good weight for it. Because these have got sun most of the day, got to keep an eye, well, keep an eye on everything. These are what I had off Sue Hoyer. These are trailing. I'm going to get a photo and bung them on. I've got them out and they're all rooted luckily. So I'll open them up again because I'm all going in one pot, which is that one there. So I'll put them in upright. and then topped up with compost. Multi-purpose compost mixed with a bit of vermiculite. And that was a self-setter, so I'm going to work with him and all look after him, see what he turns out like. I'll still here on the front. This is what that storm did with the rain. It just splattered everything. So I'm going to put my stakes in, one at the back, because they're green, they'll be hidden, and tie them up. Any that have died off or whatever, well, I think that one has snapped off. These are just pulled out from the base. Then you get and I cleared up all the crap off the front as well. And get everything a good soaking. Right back around the back. 3 roses now, decent sizes. On that one I had from our Bring and Buy in May. Boston little chap. And the scent of it is superb. In fact, everything, even these trained petunias, the scent is brilliant as well. These have dropped again. Only filled these a while back. And I'm going to put the washage out, the glads. All my pots are top dressed straw or rabbit muck. Stop them drying out, keep that moisture in, help to keep it in. The leaves, love them, look at that. Austin. Right, this is watering next door. Archie's hedge. We're supposed to have rain during the night again. Well, we're supposed to have it today, rain doesn't it? Right, that looks a bit better now than tied up on the front. There's Russian. That was last week, has got a fan on her. Bless her cotton socks. I've got the fan on me now. I won this on the raffle at Gardening Club. Very nice, because I like the cider. Comfrey. I still ain't found any comfrey. If I had to go for a walk the better walk, Stevens Park, yet to find one. The last time I was at Stevens Park, if you remember last year, the council planted canners out in here. There's 2 canners in each bed. There's 4 beds altogether. And I wanted to watch them, because the canners was left in. In fact, they barely weed nothing. The weeds was 3-4 foot high. What they've done, it just cleared every bed. Obviously put around the palms, but they took everything out. So the canners, which I wanted to see if they overwintered with that frost we had, that's gone out the window. And the blokes who was doing the job hadn't got a clue there was canners in there. What's a canner? So I'll get up on that. Right, super soil. This has been around for a couple of years, and I saw a link, so I started looking at it. And there's quite a few people over and in how much you've got to use for how many litres and whatever. So I'm just looking at it. There's nothing. It's basically it's full of goodies. But it's only bought out originally for the farmers. And now they're looking for people, i.e. gardeners, for using it. Got a level teaspoon. It's 5 grams for 5 litres. Come on to that one in a bit. Right, these got splattered as well. I had to tie all my delphiniums up. But when you get the rain on them, it's just the weight of them. The size of the flowers on this year. And there was a double colouring as well. So the bees on this one are white. One at t'other side, he ain't done very well this year. If you remember last year when I built this wall, I had to move that climber out and this one, just push them. And I think I didn't lose him obviously, because I've still got him, I've knackered him up, in the sense that he ain't done very well this year. Next year I'll look after the chap, I'll give him a good drop of muck. but he's got a nice large white bee, but he's a good to know. Ben was back home last week and he bought one of these. Somebody gave it to me, he don't like whiskey. In fact, I don't like whiskey either. And I'm going to take it for our raffle prize at the garden club. And I googled it just to have a pair, I think about 45 quid for a quarter penny. So he ain't good in the raffle. In fact, he gave me another one. That's even more expensive. You can open the window again. Well, these photos are just for the trial I'm doing for super soil. Because people have just been trying it on their ground, like raised beds, greenhouse, borders, whatever, or pots. But I want to try it on my compost as well. Nobody has tried it on compost, making their own compost. So that's what I'm doing, chopping everything up. No more crap. And a double handful of all my bits. Because then I found out it takes 4 weeks to become active or fully active. So it's no good me trialing it after a couple of weeks. So that's what I was getting that lot for. So if I'm going to start it, I've got to wait a month and then do a proper trial. Right, another delivery. Strawberries. Because of the winter we had the last winter, loads of people lost quite a bit of stuff. The things I lost, which to me I'm bloody cold, leaving them outside in half baskets in the strawberries. I started looking at these and I just wanted, well, I picked these because they're fruit ready for our show, not because they're one of the best out, but they're called just had cream. And that's how they come. Let's open the chaps up. They're a bit drawn, as you can see, easily packed all together. Because these should have been sent out. There's that super soil. These should have been sent out at least a month ago. We had an email saying, obviously these are from abroad as well, and even they lost a load of them with the winter they had, so they had to re-sow, and that's why we're late getting them. They're a bit straggly, so I'm going to make a good brew for them. So I potted these on, give them a good weigh to it. That's my compost crap. Right, my weight out, which is just 2 gallon bucket in the greenhouse. Needs a good clean out. It's got a middle brush. All my kettle, pump some water, getting nice scrub out. World's best fertiliser. Right, looking at all the stuff, the write-ups, it is not a fertiliser. When I do trials, it's the same when I try anything new that comes out of the gardener. I'll ring them up, see who's flogging it, who's flogging the best one. And I ask them for a freebie, try it, see if it works, and I'll promote it for you. And that's what I do. And if it's any good, I ask me if I can get it bulk cheap, which I do get. And that's what we flog from our trading sheds, and that's what I sell from when I do my talks. So I've got the mycorrhizal fungi, that's the best thing ever to come out for the gardener. I've got the charge, the beetle crab, and I've got the liquid fish. That's another excellent one. So I've been interested with these. I said, right, I'll trial it rather than trial everything else. I'm going to do a proper trial. But if there's something wrong, then I'm going to tell you. And the first thing, when I tell her, I'm going to tell her it's not fertiliser. It isn't fertiliser. But they only use this wording to get for the farmers, just so that they could see, because obviously farmers use fertiliser. But it's organic, there's no baddies in there. But for the gardener, now they've started following it for the gardener, they need to change that to a soil enhancer or something like that. But I shall put that to them. Either upset them and lose them, or and listen. Comes from Ireland, pure natural organic, no chemicals whatsoever. 100-gram pouch contains super soil microbes. So this is why the farmers at it, all it's doing is putting microbes into the soil. This is obviously if you've got crap soil or everything's been taken out of it, clay soil, anything like that. It's a powerful booster, and it's equivalent to 2 tons of organic compost. Simply add to water and apply using a crop sprayer, which will be farmers have got, drench or even a watering can, i.e. for the gardener. So that's that lot. All I want is 1 litre rainwater. That's something else I've asked them already. When I use well, anything, if I try to, I use rainwater, because using liquid fish, which is one of the best feeds out, well, it is one of the best feeds because that's what the druggies use. They've got more money than anybody, so they buy the best feed. But if you use tap water in liquid fish or fish hydrolysate, it will kill the good bacteria what's in there. So I thought, right, thinking of that, I rang these up. I says, right, we're going to use rainwater. I says, because if I use it on liquid fish, it'll kill all the good bacteria in there. Now this is bacteria. This is farmers call use rainwater. Obviously, if it dries out, then we're going to use normal tap water. Anyway, they ain't come back, so that's something else we've got to sort out. So it might fall out in the air with that one as well. Right, so a level teaspoon is 5 litre. I only want 1 litre, so it's a fifth of that. This is something else I've got to tell them. I've got to make a little measurement for the normal gardener. There's nothing in there, scoop or nothing. So I'm going to sort that out at all. So that's a normal scoop. Now I've just scraped that level with a knife. So that now is a level spoonful. So that is perfect for a 5 litre. So bung it in your water, mix it up. There's no smell from it, but it looks nice and well, it looks a good brew. Now I just add more water as I'm mixing. So you can either use a watering can or a sprayer. Good thing about this as well, you only need 1 good application. Exactly the same as mycorrhizal fungi. You only need 1 application of that. It colonises the roots with the fungi, and this colonises the compost or the soil or whatever you putting it on. But after 4 weeks, it is fully activated. That's what I want to see. So I thought about my compost. Take my carpets off. Right, that's from the last time I put greens in, chopped up greens, so that might have been 4 days ago. So I'm adding extras. This was for the trial for this super soil. Put that crap in, leveled it. Put me a cane across. I'm going to use a super soil on this half and normal water, well, which is liquid osmoc on this side. So there's my liquid osmoc. Done that one. This is putting my super soil in the watering can and I watered that side. Carbis on top was a bit dry, so I waited then. Right, that was gonna leave it. We'll come on to that one in a bit. All them new strawberries I've had and the red flowers instead of white. Cosmea. I'm going to do a trial on these two as well. There's loads of stuff I'm doing trials. These two are about the same. Well, one's a bit smaller than the other. So give him the benefit of the doubt. you're already good, you'll catch up with him. That's the super soil, that's the normal. Nice white roots. Peas, super soil. So I'm waiting them 3. Well, 1 good watering, the super soil, and that one, the normal water. There's quite a few things. I'm going to feed everything anyway with it. It's in that sachet. Bloody loads in there. So everything's going to get it. Because whatever it is, whether it's in the soil, pot, even house plants, I've even done them as well. Nobody's mentioned that before. So I'm going to try it on everything. So there's them 2 beds there. Normal feed or watering. And that one is super soil. The sweet peas, this is just the sweet peas, not the gladioli as well. And obviously I've given me kind of some everything. Boston ears. And that last lot of rain we had, I got some during last night. Splattered these and all, just the weight of them. Obviously then the newish stems, and they caught out the weight of the flowers, which is obvious. We will next year. Bougainvillea going into flower as well. Right, this is a straw. There's one of these got to go in there, in the tunnel, in a big tub, ready to go out. But it's just going in a larger size pot than what these are. These are going in the half baskets. This one's just getting a bit of extra care. With these going in there, and I'm also using the super soil on him as well. So I'll need another litre, more rainwater, jobbing him. Doing the peas, everything gets it, feed a lot. For the mixture, this one is dried goat muck shredded. Right, this is obviously a fruit tree. That branch there, you just about make him out. He should be coming out like all his mates. But exactly the same when he used to have a fruit trees down the plot. You tell him where you want him to go, you persuade him. So that one needs a bit of persuading to grow out with all his mates. So that's where he's going at the moment. Best time to do this is midday, when these are nice and supple. First thing you do is really snap him off. So I pulled him down to the level I want him. I'm then going to tie him up. Put a bit of I'm just going to put a string around him, build the string to bite it into the bark. So I'm just put a bit of cloth, just a bit of weed suppressant under him. Pull him down to the, he's still a bit too high. I've got a screwdriver on him, obviously off the floor, so he's pulling him down a bit. I need some more weight, so I'm going to bung the pliers on as well. Perfect. Look at that. Nearly got him horizontal where I'm on. After a month or so, when you take him off, he will spring up probably an inch or so. But it will down the plot. That's why I'm doing it again here. Odd straws need potting on. Nice bit of muck under them. Because it is hamster muck or rabbit muck. There's no strength in the manure. It ain't going to burn the roots. It's just going to feed them, look after them. Put in the middle of the pot, packed around them. Good watering. Colours, go back on that one. Because all these are leggy. They're leggy to this. So I'm going to cut everything off. New leaves, then I'll leave them on. I'll just cut all the crap off. Up the plant out. Perfect. Right, this is a photo I took last week. This is one of them foreigners, meaning they come from Europe. And I'm just sent this photo canning it against any signs of any virus shit. I've got away with that one. And I've got away with this one. He's a beauty. Newbury Farm Plants. That's one place in the UK where they do their own stuff. They don't import. Well, they don't import canners anyway. There's 3 flowers on my first canner. They should be open very soon. Another one. This is with the super soil for the trial. So I've got my leaf mould and my topsoil. Good watering. Started spraying it in. As you'll see on that one. But I don't want to waste the time. Do it quicker just by bunging the lot in and just mixing it by hand. A couple of holes in the bottom. Super soil, leaving soil, 60 with a 6. So I'm going to give him 4 weeks, exactly the same as trialing everything else. So we'll have a look at that in 4 weeks' time. Is it Froghopper? His name, little chap. I mean, cuckoo spit in there. I don't know what, do they take the sap out of the plant or whatever? I ain't too sure. That's why they protect themselves in cuckoo spit. Are they goodies or baddies? Anybody got any ideas? Left the little chaps alone anyway.
Yeah, they suck the sap and they can damage the plant a bit, Mick. I've read something in the last couple of days about them. They tend not to do a lot of damage, but
yeah,
I'd flick them off.
Oh, just on me blueberry. There was about 5 or 6 on them. Oh.
Yeah, I think if you get a gaggle of them, then they could probably do a bit of damage.
Yeah.
So probably better to flick them somewhere.
I'll flick them next door in the wilderness.
Yeah, good idea.
I got bloody everything else. Thank you, Kathy. Right, went down the plot, get me some rabbit muck. And who turned up? The rabbit muck man himself. He brings down, because his back seats are down, 6 bin fulls of rabbit muck. So I just collected a load of that. And there was spent ops as well, so I collected some of that. Good lad he is. So that's me throwing that in the boot. And while I was there, they had some wood chip. So I needed that as well. Down the sides. Right, wire carnations are coming through. And they're scented and all bossed in. I need to reinforce the top of my netting. I only had string on before. And this wire is stronger than that, she's up there. So he is now nice and taut. And this is looking on this end. I spread the next door and I leaned over. Well, that is our wall, but it's in her space. I'll just put a hook in there just to pull this tight. So that wire weren't pulling that cane, this road is now nice and upright. And at the other end, then a wire going round to the line properly. So that's nice and tight as well. Blackberry, going across there. First time I've ever seen this and this. He's throwing shoots, and I usually get blackberries after the second, third leaf, but this is throwing after about the 6th leaf. A cluster of blackberries on the end. We'll see what happens with him anyway. Right, for my canners, there's a few people. I remember that last week went to a wedding. And there was 3 West Indian women. One was his mother, the chap who got married, Gary. I took him a canner for one of his wedding presents. and they fell in love with them. I says, I'll sort it out. I'll call them out in crap tubs. I mean, they call a gas to them. So I'm going to give them in tubs, in their permanent tub, if that makes sense. So they ain't going to do nothing, just look after it, feed and wait for it. These from Asda. That's your flogging pots. They got no holes in. How the hell's an old idea going to put bloody holes in them? So I bunged some holes in. 15-inch pots. They're superb. Excellent for the canners. A good size, nice and strong, good and thick, but they're not heavy. That's a good thing about them. You buy big pots, that heavy. Once you've got the weight of the canner in and the compost, well, I can't pick them up on my top, got the big bubbles, but these are perfect. That's what them three are in. That size pot, perfect. That one is a smaller pot than that one, obviously, but that one I can't pick up. These two on us. This one, just about did. That's what I had from Wilco, but they stopped doing them. Otherwise, I'd have still had them. Obviously, on them all the same. But these are about the same size as him, which is perfect. What's going out? Gladdies. But these are the primrose. So I'm starting these off in pots, as we can see there, because I've run out of space outside. I ain't gonna waste them. I've got the room in the greenhouse, so I'm gonna start my pots anyway. Right, these three are for the old deers, the West Indians. He needs repotting and uprighting, as you can see, because the rhizome, what the shoots come off, he was put in just under the, say, half inch under the soil. Instead of spurting from the middle or whatever, his first spurt was right from the end, and he come out from the end. That's why he's a bit cockeyed. So I'm going to pop these on. Yep, he's telling me, pop me on. And he's got new shoots coming out already. Good. So there's the shape of him when he was in the other pot, the one who just come out. So I'm just holding him upright and then firming compost underneath this slot on the side. That's better. And the next one is near enough in the middle of the road. Right, give them a good wear trip. He'll be open very soon. Just go back on him. This canner I had 2 years ago. Probably the first one I bought as a plant. And he was probably just a bit smaller than this. I went to a show down in Worcester. I did a talk there for them. So I can go to the bench. That's the show when they bloody pay me. They wouldn't even pay me fuel. So I cleared them off this year. But this place was flogging canners, one of the stalls that was down there. And to get some of that size, they ain't importing that and growing it. So that's a tall one. He will go another foot higher, and that's the tallest. And then the others are these. And then that one which I put in there, if you remember last week, that is a dwarf. So he'll go to about 1.5 foot, 2 foot max. So you can have the tall, mid, or the dwarf. That dwarf one is a pink, and I've got another dwarf pink, both from seed. So if the other one comes well, which it looks as though he is, next year I shall have the 2 dwarf canners in this raised bed. Obviously so they don't hide anything behind it, but to get ready for next year. Right, watering my first lot of sweet peas that went out. I'm also watering these beds here. Although there's nothing in them, I still want that bed ticking over. I don't want it to dry out. No, I want it living, not ticking over. If it goes dry, it's ticking over. If it stays moist, it's living. That's what I want. start watering everything. Watching the footy, I still don't sit on my backside watching the box. I'm still doing something. So I'm doing measuring out some more liquid fish, ready for the next talk, end of the month. Charge. I'm also mixing a bit of that with compost as well. Another new leaf. Sent that to me, mate. And this is another one. This don't look very good at all. I'm waiting for him to say bin it. He don't look very good until I get it from him. New shoots, of course, seeing buddies behind there. In fact, these are going to be putting on soon. There's my first flower on my canna. In fact, we've had 3 flowers open now on one stem. There's flowers on the tunnels and all. This green loop. If you remember this one, when they sent it in the post, to get him in the box, they had to bend the bloody leaf over. Obviously without snapping it. But in sewing down it, doing so, it was a bit bent when it come here, and that's why it's got the cane of keeping nice on the floor, or helping to do, telling him where to go, not helping him, telling him. That's my first one, just flowered. And the ones I've potted out myself, top of the garden, he's got 2 new shoots coming up since he's been potted out. That tells me he's got old. That's what I wanted. And there's a new shoot behind him as well. There he is. Excellent. Trooping the call a bit more pond. Love it. Good old Charlie. The world loves it. He's going to be a little, not a horror when he grows up. I think the Welsh guards they used for this. Well done, Truth. Well, there's my green goose gog. There's my red. This was just one day. I missed this, and they're near enough sculpted at leaves. Little hollows. But the day before, I took one off, and the taste was superb. So I've got to stop picking the fruit. So I'm going to get a jam jars. Off. You see the little horrors on there, just yomping everything. You get their hide up underneath out of the sun. And these buggers are huge. What am I going to be? Some bloody at all me leaves and me goosebumps. So I'm going to spray popper. Right, my lime quat, which I bought. I've got a new growth on him, new flowers. So I've got my own limes, my own fruit colours. Right, when you're mixing this super soil, you bung it in there, obviously in your jug. Well, this time, there's 5 litres worth I'm going to fill up in bucket. So the trial stuff is at the super soil, everything else will grow. So just one or t'other. There's the peas, sweet peas. There's also SS super soil. I've got 2 trugs, almost beds out with trailing petunias. So there's one having a feed and one having super soil. Right, bug clear. As you can see, I had this from Wilco a while back, half price. I'm going to have the proper stuff. I've got no choice. I'm going to fight them out with them. So everything gets a good spray when the sun's off them. Everything, gladios, the thrip, and whatever. All my canners that have been planted out, I've had some superstore as well, look after them. Fruit trees, walking past, I saw this little chap hanging on. Yeah, if he'd have been stayed where he was, I wouldn't have seen him. He's the same colour as a bloody leaf. I'd probably changed the position, so I just squashed him. And that was something else to spray. I haven't sprayed no fruit trees, but now I've got to start spraying them as well. And you get this on all the cherry trees anyway. Just open them, they curl up. The leaves curl up. There's the aphids, and every now and then, that's why the ants climb up and down the bark, licking them all. But when the aphid gets inside the leaf, that's why the leaves curl up. Right, fruit trees. About time I top dressed with the spent tops. The 2 orchards where it used to be on the allotment, all my fruit trees on there was top dressed with spent tops. 12 months of the year. So I'm now replenishing. These have been done start of the season, but obviously they break down whatever. So I'm doing a lot again. So I've done them that are growing in the ground and the tubs as well. Right, this is next door's art. This. He mentioned his leeks as well, as my leeks doing. So I started weeding them, working my way along there. It's good actually coming this side, but then I can see how my garden looks from my neighbour's point of view. So I've done the leeks down the bottom there, and I've done all these down here. Luckily I can kneel down, kneel on a folded up towel or something. I can get up easy. If it's in between plants, it's a bit mush, because my knees give me jip. I'm not going to wear this on your own. Russian, talks to anybody. There's a good one. Right, luckily when we moved into this house, we had to renew the fence. And that greenhouse was already there the week up, and the shed. This was all garden. It was all garden at the backside. Putting my brain into gear, I asked him, I said, do you mind if we don't have wooden panels past that one? Because when the sun is over here, it sets this side. I will get more sun on there. He says, yeah, no problem whatsoever. Luckily, obviously, could have been an asshole. He says, no, and you're out. He's a good lad. That's why I'm helping him out now. So, maximum sun from start when he comes up to finish. So I'm just getting a few photos looking over the garden. Right, putting some more prims out. At the back of these 2 troughs, don't forget, these 2 sides I had mature tulips over winter, and they was flowering the first thing when they're finished. Obviously I got them out. I bunged them out for a talk round last year. Now I've got a gap at the back. There's 5 going out. Prim gladioli. So I've got the depth already there. So all I've got to do is put my sand in, which I've done, drainage underneath them, hung them out, and then just backfill with a good brew. That's what that mixture is, and that's what we're doing there. And the bag of wood chip, which I got from down the plot. Now most of the stuff is out, that's going out. I'll put the wood chip down. This will keep the moisture in, keep the weeds down. There should be no weeds anyway. I just seed only get an airborne. Usually only get weeds when you dig. You bring in the dormant weed seed to the surface. What I don't need. Perfect. Another job done. More compost. So this side is just having the super soil to the side. These I've just given 2 lots, because I found out since you only need to give them 1 good feed, say half a litre per plant. Found that out since, so that's what I'm having. And my own sweet peas which I put in, putting them at either end, my side to the boards. I put the sweet peas in, but it's netted on the top. And then coming through there as well. Also the sweet peas, I can make them out there, bloody loads on them. I'm growing through there, and I put some extras on the front. Meaning I can pick them easier. If I was going through the middle of this, it's hard to get them. So I'll put them on a little. The rows I had, I lifted it, helped it out a bit more. It's got more sun, more air movement, and it looks a bit better because now he's higher up here, so he looks a bit naff down the bottom. Right, these 3 beds. That's how much these have sunk with that last lot of rain we had. I know it was a heavy downpour, but don't forget rain compresses dry medium, meaning it pushes it down. So I'm still helping the bed out in the sense that I'm going to fill that up, giving it extra dry medium. It also help the dahlia to stand up better. So this was a mixture of a good brew, and just the top of there, just make him out. Paul, when he had that stuff from B&Q, he looked at the foliage on that, thought, Nick, yeah, I was like that. He was virgin flower then, and I loved him. Now he's come in flower, love him even better. Boston little boy. Thank you, Paul. So that's them 3 beds done. Still dead-ending, cutting the crap off. So I've still got enough mixture to do the next 3 beds. Obviously, if he does it 3 beds, all the beds are going to be the same, and these are sunk as well. So I've jobbed them 3 as well. These 3 have been filled. The one I've got to do next, probably next week, is this one. This will drop down about 3 inches. This has been bed for me exhibition peas. So I've got a bed at the back of the shed. Also got I made 4 stages of peas in the tunnel, and there's 4 pea sites here. We'll come on to them next week. And sweet peas in this lot, doing loop. I saw that little chap there. Went and had a look at him, and I ain't seen one of them before either. What a weird little chap. He got a little face on him. I couldn't get no closer. Well, I did, but a bit blurred. Well, I'll be glad he's in corms. These pots need weeding sorting out. So I've got the first lot out, stripped all that crap away, and I'll get away with putting them down here. As long as Russian has got her run up the top of the garden, which still has with these here. But now get at these here and them at the side of the tunnel. Oh, I'm just looking at that then while I took that photo. Easy. Trying to get close to him. I hadn't seen one of them before. He blew the move just as I snapped. So he just landed again, but a bit out of focus. But the colours of him, superb, and that's the best I can get of him as well. Pretty cleared off. But we haven't seen no, when I say normal butterflies, cabbage white, anything like that. Is he foreign? Don't know. I think I've already cleared. So my weeds, which are green weeds, they're all composted. And then dead leaves, anything like that, they'll go in the green bin. that these pots might get top dressed as well. I haven't got the material, so I can help them out as well. And these are getting a feed just to give them a pick me up. Grapevines going loop. In fact, I was in there again yesterday. And all new shoots that are coming now, I've taken them off because I want him to reach the end of the tunnel by the end of the season. I've got enough grapes on there for all I want for this year. All I want him is to reach the end of the greenhouse tunnel. Right, here's a peach tree. It's too high. They set me a standard, which is too bloody high, obviously. But look at he's throwing shoots from the bottom. So I take the chance, and later on I'm going to chop him off, and I'm going to have 2 shoots coming out, i.e. 2 stems instead of 1, and I'm going to train them where I want them ready for next year. Could I do 3 stems? I don't know, my brain's still ticking away on that one. But that ain't going to work with 1 stem because all the fruit's on the bloody top. But all these are having the spent tops on the bottom as well, all of them. And that's blueberry. Any shoots that are on the bottom, too close to the bottom, you get fruit on them, they're going to bend and touch the base, so I'll just take them off, don't eat them. So all the fruit, that's when my strawberries going in there, that tub there. But all them lot have been top dress with straight tops. Right, to help me out with this soil crap, super soil, I've marked this in 1 litres. Perfect. But just when I'm filling it up, I'll just see through the bucket itself when it gets to that measure. In fact, I've also measured inside as well. You can see it there, look, 5 litre, perfect. This was Father's Day last week. That was like Aaron. Was he knows I love the alpaca muck. They've got some funny faces, ain't they? Right, had some rain. This is a couple of days ago. Pet crapped herself again. It was there. Another bloody frog. To through a fit. Don't forget, the first house we had the terraced house, we had to move house because we had a frog in the kitchen. And now it's getting a bit, what even snails and slugs. What was it? Snail there. Then there's another frog, he come out, his mate over here. So I had to go and throw them back over the wilderness. But looking good. I remember last week I mentioned the mast HMS Ganges. And this is a more up-to-date photo, better photo. So that's the mast up to the Devil's Over. See how thick it is. I'm doing it proper. Now this is right in the middle of an housing estate. Work that in. How the hell they got to keep people off it? I don't know, any road. But that's how fair they got so far with the mast. And end of last year, these are the kind of seed I got from a mate from Sylvain from Canada. So there's my dwarf pink. There's 2 I've had come through, although I didn't put all the seeds in obviously. So I've had them come through. That one I've had 1. I had none from him. None from him. The zebra and Happy Fireworks I've got in. Fireworks and zebra, I've got that one. And the yellow zebra, yeah. Because I feel pollinated, some have just been dead, dormant. You'll get sort of from, sorry, it's potting up. But I'm chuffed a bit, so I did try it now. Because I've tried and errored. I had to crack them open, break the skin and germination and all that. In fact, by the early next year, I should have the talk put together. So I'm running the talk on cannons. The UK people are just getting into them because nurseries have started flogging them. They except they don't know they got a virus. That'll upset a few people off. Right, I got these. These are my first can of seed I bought last year off Amazon, eBay, whatever you want to call it. Lucifer was like, look at that, beautiful. Red with a yellow outer. Loved him. I thought 5 seeds, quid a seed. If they all germinate, yeah, that'll do me. Because if I get them looking like that. But now, what I do, I didn't know at the time that hot look that I had off a decent company, and then the World Store. I just got there again. That's how I got it. Kind of Lucifer 5 seeds. So then I googled them, well, everybody now, and they've got loads of stuff. Chocolate seeds, pecan, banana, a lot. And them UK based. Book of stuff. And another good one, Newbury Farm Plants. That's another one who do their own stuff. So they do their own canners, they don't import them. So all these photos will be on me talk as well, telling people where to use if I'm interested, not getting them from a nursery. Seeds you can get from them and the plants. Look, this is more stuff off the super soil. Humus is the master key, which is, yeah, you all know that. Transform this soil, this super soil. So basically, it's just microbes. It is not a fertilizer. Right, was it last Saturday or Sunday? It was Saturday with a barbecue to our kids' little ones. This is a photo just now that screen, polystyrene sheet, twin wall I think it's called. It was clear because that used to be on top of a raised bed, top of the garden. Meaning I used to grow exhibition shallots, so I needed it not dry but dryish when they do dry off. And this was on there. Now I took all the tops off. I thought I'd bunging that away and asked Paul if he wanted it for down his back garden. He says yes, still there. I just had to take it down for it. But that has been there for a while in the sense that when we come back for this barbecue later tonight, we come back first with the missus. And Aaron was staying the night at our place. They got us taxi to our place. And I took them and picked the car up in the morning. They got back just as I was going to bed, so that's about 11:30, 12. And I heard him coming up, so I thought I'll wait till he comes in. But just as he was walking up here, because there was only the porch light on, which is just the top side of here, outside, the badger had walked up here. I got a tap outside, which was leaking. That's been dropped now, meaning it's been dry. When it was leaking, he must have been drinking the water up, licking the water up. When Aaron and Sarah walked up here, he crapped himself because he couldn't get out, and he went behind this sheet, thinking he could run all the way down that road. He didn't, he got trapped. And that's me pulling the sheet because Aaron come in. He said, I've just seen the bloody badger. Thank God. It's okay, Gavin. We had to drink. He says, now he's behind there. So I got the torch ready, camera, and that's me pulling the sheet out. That's Aaron taking a photo. He's only a babby. When he was that big, he couldn't get, he was wedged in. And I had to open, obviously pull that end. I had to pull that end open so he could run out. I says, right, before I do that, let's get the camera ready on video. So Aaron videoed him running down the dryer and legging it up the drive next door. But that was on what they call it, WhatsApp, and I couldn't transfer the film. Well, I did. I transferred the film to desktop, and I put it on here, but it wouldn't come on. So we've lost the video I've been running. But that was somewhat new. Ben, thank you for those who came to my first solo exhibition last night at Arctic Shoreditch. It's an awesome evening, great to see friends. Good lad, good to see me doing well down there. Good on you, Ben. Well, our next gardening club meeting with Thursday, so it's a while away. But we've got a talk on. I've got the English and gardening. Oh, that's a good title. Let's sort that out. For our mate to come and give us a talk on that. For the last meeting, 2 more people asked for polo shirts and gardening club, and I went and picked them up this afternoon. So message them, tell them the polo shirts are ready for. Lynn's mate lives down the road. I get her a cat. I fell in love with them and all. Get her a nice pot to bung it in. I said, what do you want? I said, sod all. Go with them too. Is a good. And I had one of them last night. Boston drink. And then Aaron bought me a couple of these for Father's Day. Hobgoblin Ruby beer. This is the closest you can get to a mile. And in fact, there was a nice drink. Good man, good man. And I've already done this. If you've got any old stamps, then I think it's July. They go out of date. You'll lose them. No. August the 1st, so end of July. So just go to the post office, get an envelope off them, and just bung them in, free post, send it away to them. And they'll replace them. And I did with Ben. Last time he was back home, he gave us about 12 stamps, the old ones. And I can use them in, well, no, just over a month. Right, this afternoon, back down there, Tesco, Grey Leaf. Got me some more spent coffee grounds. Open them up, take them out in little bags. Just dry them out, spread them out. Obviously somewhere out of the sun. More room there. There's 5 spaces where I put some more gladios. There's my beans, I'm getting extra now. There's my beans on the slope. My peas, sorry. So when the peas hang, they don't touch anything. Bloom would be nice and intact. Plus, there's a delphinium finished. Somebody's asked me for the seed off it. I took him this afternoon. I'm going to put a photo of him on. It's a corker. Beautiful plant. And that's it, people. Hope that's past an hour away, so 5 on us, don't matter. Better than talking to myself.
Yeah, sorry I was late, Mick. I've got the daughter's 30th birthday party, so obviously that took priority tonight, but I got here for 7:45 anyway, so.
Good man, no problem. Scott,
had a good downpour of rain here, but there weren't none in Milton Keynes. As I come home, it was bloody saturated everywhere, all through Woburn Golf Club and everything.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a good storm.
Does need it though, doesn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
if it's just to clear the air.
Yeah.
It's tough as hell here. I've got a fan on.
You got me into canners, Mick. That's your trouble.
No, am I?
Look at that beauty.
Oh, corker. Look at him.
Isn't that lovely?
What's his name?
Gorgeous. It is Kenova Lemon.
Oh, Lemonites in one of them.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just got it. It looks all right. Anyway, I've been listening to you about the virus and all that. A bit worried, but
yeah.
So,
for that size, you'd see it on the leaf already.
Yeah. Would you always grow from seed now?
Unless you know like them. I've mentioned
Oh, those
two
companies,
tonight
yeah.
from UK,
Go their own.
but that last one I had supposed to do their own, and I found that stamp on it, passport. So it ain't from UK. It ain't one of theirs. That's
No.
what you're gonna look for. But I think there's only 3 places so far I've found in UK that do their own. Genuinely do their own. They don't report nothing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, brilliant.
you'll like them.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, I've got me bananas as well. One survived from last year, so I've got 2 new ones, Musa Beiju ones. So yeah.
I mean,
It's the new chili, it's what it is.
Yeah. Good. But you can get your own seed off as well.
Can you?
Yeah, if it's a good one.
Yeah.
I've got to cover that. Well, I'll cover it when it happens. Well, the first flower that's come on now.
Yeah.
I've poured one flower off just to show you. Once the first flower starts dying, it's like dead in because it looks a bit crap compared to the proper flower. You can just pull that flower out.
All right.
But if you leave them and let them die naturally, like any other plant, then it's got to go to seed to survive.
Yeah.
When they do go to seed, you pick them when they're black, and that's your seed ready for next year. Like if it's a good.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can't throw extra flowers while the seed end is still on there. But you've got 3 or 4 flower stalks on anyway.
Yeah.
By the time you've got your seed off, you've only say 2 or 3 weeks. That's all you've lost. So you've only lost 1 flower stem, but you've got your seed.
Yeah.
And you know it's good seed. Let's say you just swap or whatever.
Yeah.
But no. But the other good thing about them, some of the leaves are variegated as well, so it's a bonus with the leaf. More your leaf as well. And they will flower till the first frost.
Yeah.
That's another good thing.
Just lovely colour, beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah,
got a red one as well, but it hasn't started flowering yet.
Oh.
Yeah, so. Another obsession.
It is all.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, Mick. Maybe see you next week.
Yeah, we'll be on next week.
Yeah, cheers, pal.
Cheers, Scott, mate.
See ya. Bye.
Cheers, people. Thanks for coming on. And see you all next week, hopefully.
Cheers, Mick.
Thanks, Mick.
Cheers, Kath.
Did you say it's Thursday?
Yeah, next Thursday again.
No worries. Thanks.
Lovely. Cheers.